Diesel vehicles should be banned from London to save more than 9,000 lives a year. That's according to a group of healthcare professionals. The Doctors Against Diesel campaign say London should follow the lead of Paris, Madrid, Athens and Mexico City by taking the action to ensure cleaner air. Our business correspondent Joe Lynham reports.
2/5 of all cars on British roads and half of new cars bought this year are diesels. The advantages are clear. They're cheaper to run and emit much less carbon dioxide, which is bad for the environment. But the disadvantages are becoming clear too. They emit pollutant gases called nitrogen oxides, which are damaging for your health. Now a new campaign group comprising doctors, nurses and health professionals says London should ban diesels from its streets entirely. Doctors Against Diesel say that 40% of emissions of nitrogen oxides within London come from diesel vehicles, and 9,400 people die prematurely every year as a result of gases emitted by diesel engines. They want London to follow Paris, Athens, Madrid and Mexico City in banning all diesel cars by the middle of the 2020s. But motoring groups say a ban on diesels could be very disruptive.
I think it's a fairly impractical proposal. We all want to clean up air quality, but you've got to give time and you've got to give incentives. And yes, get rid of the worst offenders, but I think a blanket ban would just backfire.
London's Mayor Sadiq Khan already has plans to start charging older diesel cars entering the city centre by 2019. But he doesn't have the legal powers to ban them entirely. He also knows that buses, delivery trucks and taxis account for the vast majority of diesel vehicles in the capital. Joe Lynham, BBC News.
Well, earlier Joe was at the protest in central London, from where he sent us this.
One of the pollutant gases that are emitted by diesel engines are called nitrogen oxides, and the newly formed Doctors Against Diesel are recommending that diesel engines be banned from central London streets and throughout the rest of the country in due course, because they say it accounts for 9,400 deaths every single year. Well, one of the doctors who is part of the Doctors Against Diesel is Hugh Grant-Peterkin. Good afternoon to you. Why should we ban diesel cars?
What we're asking for is a phase-out of diesel. Air pollution in London is a massive issue. It's absolutely terrifying from a health point of view. Diesel's a huge part of that. This is being done in Mexico, it's being done in Paris. It's a global issue. It's huge right now for London. There are preventable deaths. That's why we need to take action. We're not asking for things to happen in terms of diesel being thrown out tomorrow, but it can be done.
Now, without going into too much epidemiology, what does NO2 or NOx or nitrogen oxides do to the body?
We've clearly seen that there are premature deaths occurring through cardiovascular and respiratory diseases because of these emissions. So we know that people are dying before their time from preventable diseases, and that's why we're taking action here.
It's not very easy, though, to tell diesel drivers, and 40% of the country are diesel drivers, that they face a surcharge for driving into central London or a ban entirely. It's not very easy, though, is it?
We're making a health case, and there is a public consultation at the moment, which I'd urge everyone to get involved in, where we can say what we think about diesel to the government. So I think that's where we need to take the action. We're building this health case.
Dr. Grant-Peterkin, thank you very much. Quite a few households have diesel cars. In fact, 40% of all diesel cars, all cars in the UK are diesel, and half of all the new cars that were bought this year are also diesel. So quite a few households will be very worried about the idea of facing a surcharge to drive into cities and potentially a ban.